All right. So the game's not too long from now, but I kind of want to go ahead and say I think Oklahoma will be the first team since 1893 that knocks off Alabama twice in one season. Um, I don't. This game's gonna be close, but it won't really have much to do with DeBoer and his offense or Grubb. Uh, I'll say that if you struggle versus Georgia's D line versus Georgia's defense, I mean Oklahoma probably has the best interior D line in the whole playoffs. Grayson Halton, Dominic Williams, Jaden Jackson, and David Stone. R. Mason Thomas is maybe the best passer left in the college football playoffs. Then you add Eli Bowen on one side, Cortland Gilly on the other. Now I do think I don't think I know Oklahoma's DBs are handsy. So if I'm Alabama, I'm looking to push the ball downfield and see if I can get some calls to go my way, and put in the refs' hands. But that's only I don't see like Jam Miller isn't a good running back. I've never been a fan of him. He's slow. He's stiff. Uh, and he doesn't make people miss, and he doesn't break tackles. So I don't see what's so elite about him. Jam Miller's never moved me. I'd have a UDFA grade on him. And then same thing with Caden Proctor. I have I'm not touching Caden Proctor with a 20-foot pole. I mean, I have a UDFA grade on Caden Proctor. I don't think he's a tackle lower guard. I don't think he to me. I wouldn't draft Caden Proctor. Whoever drafts Caden Proctor is probably gonna get an F from me. He's not gonna be any of my first round mocks from what I just don't see the hype about him. I think he's just Evan Neal all over again. I think what we have to learn from our mistakes, and it's like when it comes to like watching prospects, like y'all watch the same prospect, like oh this is the same version of Evan Neal, and y'all will draft him. Oh he never worked. Pathetic. But it's like oh it was kind of obvious. But I think if I'm Caden Proctor, I wouldn't play today because his draft stock it is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying it's dropped or anything, but man, Armisen Thomas is going to take him to class. I mean, I'm gonna be real. He's gonna Armisen Thomas. I have really good feeling he's gonna whip Caden Proctor. So, and it wouldn't. You know what else? It wouldn't shock me if he got whipped in the run game too, maybe by a Taylor Wine. Um, or Marvin Jones Jr. I think this is a game where Caden Proctor's draft stock might go down, and he might get exposed. If I mean, like he already hasn't, but uh, he kind of is who he is. And I think Armin John's going to show exactly why he's not worth the first round pick. Now he has a great chance to prove me wrong, and I come out and go, oh, he blocked the Armin. I can come make I can say, okay, I was wrong, or maybe I was wrong about my thing, but I just don't see it, man. I think he's going to struggle. And then the Marcus Carroll kick professor, he looks really good. He's played some decent ball, some good ball, but this OU defense is a different level, man. You saw versus Georgia. If you could only score 7 points versus Georgia's defense, and I think OU's defense is way better than Georgia's, then how the hell are you gonna score? How are you gonna get? I'm gonna be honest. It wouldn't shock me if Bama got shut out. It wouldn't shock. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like I'd be like, yeah. I mean, that's what OU's defense does because Bama will have no run game. There's gonna be no running today. I wouldn't. They probably won't end in the negatives. Because he's gonna take some sacks. That's gonna end up backing him up. Put him in the negatives. And if you're trying to beat OU being one dimensional, it ain't gonna. It's just not many teams can beat this OU defense as being one dimensional. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. And Bama isn't one of them. So I think this game is gonna be won in the fourth quarter. I think it's gonna come down to the wire, but I trust. Well, not to the wire, but I think I play this John Mateer is gonna make the plays necessary. And he's gonna be able to, all you gets like two touchdowns a game and a field goal. Like they have like a formula. Isaiah Zatania hits like a big chunk on a he'll have like a one play touchdown. He catches it and he's 88 and out the gate. But I think OU's gonna. I think Mateer. I trust Mateer to make the plays necessary to be able to put enough points on the board to win this game. And look, Alabama might be at zero the whole game, so it wouldn't. It's not like it's gonna take a lot. It's going to be a close game, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a battle of two bad offenses, and two defenses that have a lot of future NFL dudes on both sides. It wouldn't shock me if there's a lot of scouting these dudes because a lot of NFL players on both sides of the ball for these defenses that are going to be probably really, really good. Not probably are going to be really, really good in the NFL. So but it's gonna be two battle offenses versus defenses who have names and not just names, production and film all over the field that have shown you they can do stuff at a high level. So I trust Mateer and Satania and Burks over whatever or was running out on the field, and I don't trust Grubb either. Mind you, Grubb was horrible in Seattle. I'm a Seahawks fan. I know he was horrible. Deacon Metcalf talked about how horrible he was. Was it him or Lockett? He's just not a good coordinator, man. Uh, yeah, if I'm DeBoer, I'm looking to, well, I will say this though. As much as I didn't like Grubb in Seattle, DeBoer also made a mistake. I don't know why Justin Haynes left, so I'd love to have new information. But this Bama run game, like having a high level running back, is almost important to having a high level O line. Like it's not a mistake. The best running backs, like they usually are like part of the best. Usually are the best running backs are usually the best rushing teams. Or the best rushing teams are my bad. The best rushing teams are the best running backs usually because yes, you need a good O line, but you gotta have the right runner. If you don't have a good running back, I don't care what your O line looks like. I don't care if it's Philadelphia Eagles with Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, and Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens. I don't care if you're off the line as five dudes like that. If you don't got the right running back, it's not gonna really mean much. So Bama, that I don't like I said I don't know the inner workings of what happened with Justice Haynes, but that was a mistake. Like I just don't see any reason that could really come up that could be valuable unless there's nothing Bama could do to retain him and bring him back. That reason why Justin Haynes isn't on his team, and that was a if it's any reason out if it's anything outside of Bama's control, okay, there's nothing you can do. But if there's a good reason why he left and there's something Bama could have done about it, that's a mistake on the board and staff because Justice Haynes this run game would be so much better if they had a Justice Haynes in this running back room. And I think that's something that the board whiffed on for sure. Is this running back room was horrendous. I don't think I've ever seen a worse running back room. I don't know what his plan was on running back, but Jam Miller just isn't a good running back. And so I didn't like as much as you can blame Grubb for not having a run game or not having this and that. Like the running back room is just it's horrible. I don't even who is running back coach. He's not. I mean, they're not doing a great job. Now they're gonna get Xavier Correll, who I think is gonna be a first round pick at running back. I think he'll be the best running back to come out of Alabama in a long, long time. Even better than Najee, a lot better than Najee. This Xavier Correll kid from I know he's teammates with a South Carolina commit at quarterback, Landon Duckworth. Those two, but especially him, I'm telling you right now, that kid's a walking first round pick. I got no doubts about it. He's a game changer. He'll be the best running back on Alabama's campus the day he steps on it. But that was really mismanaged. And if you're gonna blame the Grub for the run game, you gotta blame DeBoer for how he handled the running back room. You should have went to the portal and addressed that, or you should have retained Justin Haynes if you could. And so that's why I got to put blame on him too. It's not just a Grub thing; it's a DeBoer thing too. He needs to go figure out the run game this offseason and how they're going to address the running back position. And you're gonna have Corral, but you would like to have two, right? You want to have a duo. If I can have two guys I can trust, especially if one gets hurt, well, two guys you want to. I think if you can get Corral and somebody else, you can build from there. And then we'll see how they do with the O line. But it's just this offense is pathetic to be real. I'm not a big Tyson fan myself. I never had a first round grade on him. I never looked at him as a first round quarterback. Uh, and so I think if I'm Bama, to be real with you, I would rather just start Keelan Russell next year and kind of get that ship going because I think Keelan Russell is a dude I easily see being a first round pick. So if I'm Bama, I'm telling Simpson to move on, and I'm going to Keelan Russell. Uh, because I know that dude's going to be a first round pick. I mean, he's that level of quarterback. So that's what I'm doing if I'm Bama. We'll see what they do with Simpson. I have not watched Simpsons like I've watched him this year, but I ain't had time. I haven't sat down and watched his film. So my opinion can change on Simpson just like Proctor. But for how I look at Simpson and how I looked at Keelan Russell, I feel like I've never looked at Simpson as a first round pick. I have looked at Keelan Russell like I do think Keelan Russell's. I don't think I know Keelan Russell's a future first round pick. The kid's legit. So if I'm Bama, I'm starting that clock, getting Keelan Russell going, and yeah, I think if yeah, and then when it comes to Ryan Williams, I know people, oh, should he go to the portal? Should he not? You know, I think if I'm Ryan Williams, I definitely think about going to the portal, um, because the quarterback play. At the end of the day, you know, uh, if you want to be a first round pick, like look, he'll be a first round pick by regardless, but like how long is he going to put his career in the lack of in Bama's hands and say, hey man, because when am I ever going to have high level quarterback play? I need to be somewhere where I can get a quarterback that can play at a high level and a system that's going to feature me. I really feel like Ryan Williams hasn't been featured in this system. Um, and I know he got some. They gave him some. Now that Georgia game, and that was the first game he looked like himself. Like I said, he was moving different that Georgia game, and you could argue that they did a good job featuring him. But it's really more to me more about quarterback play. And if I'm Ryan Williams, I think I'm gonna explore the portal and I'm gonna explore the University of Texas, Steve Sarkisian. I think I don't think I know Arch Manning. Probably going to win the Heisman next year pretty easily. Um, he's the first. He's going to be the number overall pick at quarterback in 26. I mean 27. So, if I'm Ryan Williams, I definitely explore. I would just look. I think if I'm him, I'm looking at Texas or one of them, a program that's got a big time quarterback and an offense. I know, hey, I'm going to go eat when I'm in Austin. I'm going to be, and that kind of stuff. I think I'm going to look at that because he needs some better. Yes, he needs to have better. He needs to catch the ball for sure. And he does. And it doesn't matter what quarterback he had, he can't catch the ball. Don't matter. Um, but I think if he gets in the system, where because like a lot of these, you'd be surprised how many dudes drop passes, but you drop a lot of passes or drop passes at a higher rate. But because they make so many splash plays, people don't even notice it. So to be real, people wouldn't be talking about Ryan Williams drops if he was making if he was making all these a bunch of splash plays. Because that's how it goes. If you make splash plays, people really kind of put your drops to the side. The problem is he's dropping the ball a lot and he's not making splash. He's not having splash plays to make up for it. You come to a school like Austin with Arch Manning, he may still drop the ball, but he's gonna have splash plays to the point where we're not probably not gonna remember that he even dropped the ball. And I'm telling you, bro, please, Ryan Williams. We got Texas stuck with Ryan freaking Wingo. We're trying to feature Ryan Wingo as number one receiver. I'm telling you, I'm just gonna put a PSA to any receiver in the portal. It is so wide open in Austin, bro. Steve Sarkisian was stuck so dumb trying to feature Ryan Wingo as wide receiver number one. If you were a top flight wide receiver, Ryan Williams, Cam Coleman, Nick Marsh, Jace Brown, you need to be running to Austin. Ryan freaking Wingo is getting featured in this offense. We couldn't. Texas couldn't be no more desperate for a receiver, man. Arch Manning is one of the top quarterbacks he's the top quarterback I think he's the best quarterback in the country. To be real, I think he's the next Joe Burrow. So I mean, I don't know what it's gonna take for some of these receivers to come to Austin, man. Sark needs to go get one of them because like when we're trying to feature Ryan Wingo and that dude is the softest 6'3", 215 or whatever he is I've ever seen at a receiver. He's so soft. I'm telling you, a good gust of wind will knock him right over. He gets tackled by the wind every play. Like it's funny. It's a crazy thing. He trips over himself. Like he's so on court. It's just Ryan Wingo's so frustrating. Please, somebody, please. I don't have to watch Ryan Wingo be featured next year in the office. Please, we need somebody. Receivers should be running to Austin right now to play for Sark and Arch. But yes, I think Ryan Williams in Texas would be a great, great fit. I'd love it. But yeah, I think this game is going to be like I said, it'll come out to the fourth quarter. Probably because both these offenses stink, but I trust Mateer and Satania and them to make the plays necessary to win the game. So, and I trust, and I'm gonna be real. I think, I think, I think OU. I wouldn't shock me if Bama didn't score this game. I'm gonna be. They may be at zero the whole game. Like I said, if you just Oklahoma's defense is a lot better than Georgia's. If you couldn't score versus Georgia, I don't know how you're gonna score. If you can only score 7 versus Georgia, I don't know how you're gonna score versus Oklahoma. It'll have to be a bust or something. Like I said, I don't see Bama getting more than 10. I mean, if Bama gets more than 10, I'll be shocked.